All right, yo, it's your boy Lonnie Dangerous. Tonight, this is my story, and tonight's question is: how did your mother and father meet? How long did they know each other before getting married? And what do you know about their courtship and wedding? And how my parents met, I have no idea. Um, when my father was married to another lady. I always say that in my rhyme. When my father, when I was born, my father was married to another lady, and they had a baby. My older sister and Jacqueline. What's up, Jacqueline? What's up, Jackie? I'm about to see you in a minute, but that was when I was born, and then later, they dated a while. They got married when I was 4. I remember because around the time my sister was born, I remember me and my mom used to live at my grandma's house, and my father would come by and he would bring me gifts. And I talked about that before that, because I feel, maybe I was wrong, but I feel that at the time I was considered the hood prince, you know what I mean, in my neighborhood, because I was the baby. Plus, I'm a baby that out of wedlock, number one, but my mom was cool with the people in the neighborhood, and I was cool. So like everyone knew me, you know. My mom wasn't, I don't know, my sister says my dad didn't want to have kids. I don't think my mom did either. And I think that giving me to people, because I was everybody's, you know what I mean? I had a babysitter named Miss Swain that would watch me all the time, but and then he would come around, and while we were living in my grandma's house, I know that he would come around. Why I'm saying it as a prince was that another addition to that, everyone caring about me, everybody loving me. One was that there was these twins next door that were called Man and Lady, and I know this sounds crazy, but they had made me and Lady were gonna get married, and I put in my head too that we're gonna get married. So that was the thing when I was a kid. But when my dad came around, he would always bring me these top-notch gifts, you know, toys and all this stuff. And all the people in the neighborhood just like, as soon as he leaves, oh man, your dad always gives you gifts. I thought that was weird, but I thought it was weird their reaction. You know what I mean? I just, they were gifts. You know what I mean? I wasn't like, you know what I mean? They're cool, but you know, I'm not like that. But I was at their wedding, and also it was also at my grandmother's house. And I said, I don't think I remember any of my father's side of the family at the wedding, and I was thinking that maybe at the time, because I had already came, and I think that at the time when I came, my father has a guilty conscience too. Even though he doesn't do right, he still has a guilty conscience. It's a cycle. He feels bad, and then he does bad things, and he feels bad things. But I think my dad wanted it because I'm his first son. You know what I mean? So I think that it was important. Plus, my mom named me after him, so I think that put a battery in his bag too. But I don't remember them being there. So I think that because he was married and then had a baby with this young, and my mom is 10 years younger than my father. So at that time, I'm with my mom now. I was with my mom the whole time, but now standing back, like, you see this, at that time, it was like this young, fast girl who's like a home wrecker, you know what I mean? So I think they took the side of my sister's mom. And my grandmother, my father's mom, she did not like my mom, you know what I mean? For my whole life, I think even it was so much because my grandma was passive aggressive too. Like, I didn't, it wasn't like, I don't think it was overt, because when she would leave, that's when my mom would complain to my father about the things that my grandma would say about her, or things that jabs she would give. And at the time while they were doing them, I would think they were like mean, but I didn't really think about why or where it's coming from, because my grandma was it was like nonchalant when she would say it, you know what I mean? And Yeah, because one time I remember, okay, we were traveling all around and shit, going back and forth in all these different places. Well, we landed in Utah. We got in Utah. My grandma came to visit, and my grandma came to visit. She see my mom when she first saw her mom. She's like, "Ooh, look at you getting all fat," and that really